I wanted to sit down and film a video about why being called a videographer is costing you $30,000 a month, because I was in that exact same position and I was the bottleneck in my own business. So I want to touch on the 3 key shifts that I made that allowed me to be able to travel the world, still run my business, and ultimately get my freedom back. Because that's why we started this business in the first place. So let me give you some backstory, because we had everything. We were making $30,000 a month. We were working with clients all around Melbourne, which is my home city. And on the outside, it looked like our business was going really well. For most people, it was. But the one thing that not a lot of people actually understood is we were the bottleneck in our own business. And no matter how hard we worked, we were still stuck. Every single day I was going out to shoots. I would have sometimes 3-4 shoots in a single day, lined up back to back to back. I would get home, I would try and get all my edits done, and then by the next day, I would have to do it all over again. And I was fucking wrecked. And that was Monday to Sunday, like 7 days a week. That was my whole life. And that was for 2 years straight. And so the one way and the one shift that I actually made was to stop seeing myself as a videographer, because that is holding so many of you back. That one word. And so I want to talk to you about what I actually did to escape that, how I'm able to create this video in Bali, still able to run my business simply because of the content systems rather than selling the video. So we were working with crazy clients. And so the one thing that we didn't seem to understand in the beginning is what actually sells isn't the videos. What does sell is the content systems on being able to get a business seen, being able to provide awareness around a brand, a personal brand, putting money back into a business through content. Those are the things that will get you paid way more than selling the product, because right now you are the product. And so you're stuck, you can't leave. And that's the trap. That is the fucking trap, and it's costing you so much. And this was holding me back for so long. And all I wanted to do was be in a position where I am today. Be able to stay in villas in Bali, be able to actually get my freedom back, still able to actually help businesses grow through content rather than being stuck behind the camera. And so this is what I want you to do. You are the founder and you happen to run a content agency. You aren't the person behind the camera, you aren't the product, because right now you are. And so I became a founder first who happened to run a content agency, who happened to help businesses consult on their content to help them grow their business. And I didn't used to see it like that. I used to see it as someone who came and sold a video. And it was funny because the way I saw this was we started to see results when we were still filming for all of our clients. And it was interesting to see because we were seeing results and it didn't matter what the videos actually looked like. We were filming on our iPhones and we were still charging the same, if not more, because of the result we actually brought. And that's what I need you to understand, because everyone sees their camera as this holy grail of the product and the business and the service they're selling, but that's just gonna keep you trapped. And that's what kept me trapped for 2 straight years of working in real estate, working with dream clients that I thought was gonna be this insane breakthrough, working with clients like Ferrari, working with clients like Lamborghini. And don't get me wrong, these people and these clients taught me a lot being exposed to those sort of people, but at the end of the day, you'd get home and you would still feel stuck. And so it really just comes down to how long do you want to actually let this go on for? Because I let this go on for way too long. And it was costing me. It was costing me way too much. I have clients now that I work with in my program who are actually making more from consulting a business on how to scale he works with barbers, he helps them grow their personal brands. So he helps barbers grow their personal brands and get seen online. And so it's niche, but the riches are in the niches. And the more you can actually niche down and help a specific avatar grow and scale their business, you will get paid way more than you could ever imagine. $30,000 should be the bare minimum in this industry, simply because if you can help someone put money back into their pocket, it's game over. And so that's what my clients are doing. They understand that they can actually provide a return without even needing to film the videos, and rather consult them on how the video needs to look. What will actually bring a return for them. And it's funny because one of my clients that I do work with one-on-one is literally flying around Australia and just living insane experiences with his girlfriend simply because he can do that. And so that's the same as me. I didn't think I would be able to travel to Bali and still be able to run my business 2-3 years ago, but here I am simply because we understand that content is the biggest lever that you can pull, and it's not the video that you're actually filming. And so this actually does frustrate me a lot, because everyone starts this business to have freedom. Everyone thinks, you know, be a videographer, you can travel the world, and although that's all good and great that you think you can do that, we've traveled around. We've still traveled for clients going interstate, but what we still struggled to do was have our own time, have our own freedom to still do the things we wanted to do, because we were on the client's timeline. So even when we got to these locations, we couldn't even do anything because we had to be there to film. And so we failed at understanding that. And that's the trap you need to escape. Learn the content systems behind the content, not the content itself. Don't get good at filming the content. Get extremely fucking good at the content that will actually provide a return for a business. And that's how you market yourself. Don't market yourself as someone who does, you know, promotional videos. Don't market yourself as who does social media content. I'll give you an example. My client who helps barbers, he helps barbers become the authority in their space through building a personal brand that's one of one. Therefore, every single barber that he works with becomes unique in their space, and he gets them seen in a way that's different from everyone else he works with. And so the one powerful thing about that is there's so many barbers out there, and they all want to be seen. They all want to be the authority in their space. They all want to be, you know, the top level barber. But none of them understand how to create the content. They're really good at cutting hair. So Jai, my client, can literally help. He is working with clients around the world, helping them on the actual strategy behind the content. He is ideating for them and understanding the unique angles that they can take in order to be seen, in order to look different. That's the switch. And so if you haven't niched down, that's a topic for another day, but I would highly recommend you get really clear on who you're actually targeting and how content will provide a return for that specific avatar. Because that is so fucking important in the game of content. And I can almost guarantee you that you'll be able to make 10 times more, because when you make that switch, you'll be able to get your freedom back and ultimately live a life that you always set out for when you first picked up this camera, because that's why we all started. I picked up the camera because it was a passion, and I'm sure you did too. But it's time to take that passion fucking seriously now and put some money back in your pocket, because that is why we started this in the first place.